The Clone Army Iron Brigade is currently fighting for their lives inside of their Venator ship, the hallways of which are being flooded. Flooded by an enemy far more dangerous than the battle droids. That's right, the Mandalorian Death Watch is here. With their superior tactics, blasters, and warriors, the Clone Trooper army is going to have difficulty defending their ship boarding. The Bad Batch is in charge of these defenses. Will they manage to stop the Mandalorians from taking over the Republic Venator, or will they die trying? If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below what other scenarios you guys would like to see in the future with the Men of War Assault Squad 2 Star Wars Galaxy of War mod. Now let's get going. Alright boys, let's kick this thing off in slow-mo here, and the Mandalorians begin their ship boarding. Now there's 3 different avenues that they can take here, and yes, it is a little bit laggy at the start due to there being thousands of Mandalorians and at least 1,000 clone troopers on the battlefield here. So yeah, there will be some lag issues, but it's actually not too bad. We're getting about 10 FPS right now, which we've had much worse. Either way, the first few Mandalorians there do drop down as they get shot up, but then a lot of the clone troopers are getting suppressed on this far left tunnel, so they're not really getting involved too much on the battlefield, not able to fire back at the Mandalorians too much, but hopefully that does change as we go on. And there's also a lot of choke points in this battlefield. Well, I mean, the entire battlefield is essentially choke points, but there will be some more corners where the clones might be able to get a lot of kills against Mandalorians. But like I was saying, it's a 3-pronged attack. This is the leftmost. Then there's a middle section over here, which right now is not seeing as much combat, it looks like, but a little bit of firing up going on currently. And then the rightmost. And there are little alleyways like over here where they will all converge, and we'll start to see all of the different battlefields kind of blend together. Maybe troopers from the far right end up going over to the far left and vice versa and fighting in those various different alleyways and crossing over. So there's a lot of potential for some serious kills from the Mandalorians, and of course also the Iron Brigade here, who their frontline troopers right now are either getting completely suppressed or killed. They're not having a very good time at the moment. These guys, I think they probably knew they weren't going to be long for this world when they got assigned to the frontmost barricades. Real quick, huge thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. They have literally the best deals in gaming. I use it all the time. If you like Star Wars games, Lego Star Wars for $2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $9. One of my favorite Star Wars games, Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, $1.70. If you want to play the Star Wars Galaxy of War mod, Men of War Assault Squad 2, $3. Extremely popular games can be up to 99% off. Link in the description below. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the video. This is one of those side hallways I was talking about over here, one of the medical rooms, and actually it's very close to the boarding area of the Mandalorian, so this will get some action very, very soon. Then we've got like these different corners around here that I think could get some decent kills. Right now, these kind of straightaway hallways are resulting in the clones getting slapped around because of those Mandalorian snipers. Now, you'll notice that the Mandalorians do have that yellow laser that they fire. Oh, and here's another medical bay area, which is actually about to get attacked by Mandalorians over this way. So these guys are firing through here and managing to stop them from coming into this med bay. So that's good to see. But yeah, those yellow lasered rifles that the Mandalorians have, I don't actually know what they're called. Let me know in the comments if you guys do know the name of those blasters. Either way, they are devastating. They have better fire rate than clone blasters, and they also have better damage than clone blasters. I think the only drawback is they have less range, except for the sniper rifles. So those things are seriously deadly, and every time we see the Mandalorians on battlefields, we tend to see high casualties for whoever they are fighting. Typically, we do have them fighting the clone troopers. I think we've had them fight the droids a few times. And then, of course, they have appeared in our tournament battle royale battles with just hundreds of all the different factions fighting against each other. But it does seem like this doorway here is going quite well for the clones. This clone trooper grabbing a grenade, he's going to throw that out there, and hopefully he gets some kills with it. Either way, guys, I did want to take this as a chance to plug the new book again that we have coming out for the channel, which is Army Men, Blight of the Empire, Book 1. The Kindle pre-order is currently set for December 1st. The more pre-orders we get, the better the rankings will be on Amazon and things like that. So if you guys are interested in reading it, I'd highly appreciate it. Link in the description below if you want to go check out Army Men Blight of the Empire, based on the Army Men Civil War series that we've had on this channel. Took me a couple years to write this book and edit it and all that, but I've been talking about it for quite some time, and I'm super excited for it to come out. There will also be paperback and hardcover versions. Those will be released on December 1st. The only pre-order Amazon lets you do is for the Kindle version, so just so you know about that. And if you want to go check it out, we've already had a number of pre-orders, and I'm just super stoked about it. I'm so hyped for this thing to release and to hear what you guys think of the story and things like that, and if you want to have a book 2 come out, hopefully next year. I think I can write the next one faster because I've streamlined my writing process a lot better. I've learned the best ways for me to write are to, like, really track word count and hold myself accountable to getting X amount of words done per day or per week. And before I would just be really lazy about writing, but now I'm a little bit more in the groove. Editing is way worse. I hate editing. I hate editing so much. But it's got to be done. Either way, Mandalorian's still flooding through here, taking massive casualties in the process. The clone troopers maybe could stop them there. I doubt they managed to do the full stop, but they could. More Mandalorians over this way. They've cleared out this hallway, and they're not really coming forward yet over here. And then we have the other med bay, which it looks like the Mandalorians aren't actually coming through to yet, but this side hallway is resulting in a lot of them dying. And then there's also still more clone troopers down this straight hallway here, which is resulting in even more crossfire going on. So the Mandalorians are taking heavy losses. Either way, why don't we go ahead and time-lapse this for a little bit here, since this is a pretty cool choke point to watch the Mandalorians attacking, and hopefully we get a little bit less lag as more Mandalorians and more clone troopers end up dying on the battlefield here. Oh, and by the way, this map is by Rollum, a classic Star Wars Galaxy at War mod map creator. Just wanted to give credit where credit is due because he makes some awesome maps. Okay, so the Mandalorians do clear this hallway, but then, in true shipboarding fashion, there's another choke point right next to it with another set of clone troopers that I think will definitely slay them pretty good. This doorway here is going to be the main doorway, but then there is a side doorway they can go for over this way, and then there's a back door over here where if the middle Mandalorians end up coming through, which they are being extremely slow still, then that could come into play a little bit better. Oh, Mandalorians actually do break through this medbay area over here, and look at the death toll. Zooey mama! Oh, they got just absolutely obliterated. My goodness, this will be another choke point, I think, this corner here, and then there's still the straightaway this way, but they're not really going that way right now. It seems like they're mainly fixated on this area, which is good because, I mean, these Mandalorians down middle can definitely assist over here as well as over here. This is opening up into another bit of a slaughter for the Mandalorians over here, with the clone troopers managing to absolutely crush them at the moment. So this could be another area where we see mass casualties for the Mandalorians going forward. Alright, these Mandalorians, they didn't really push too many soldiers. Anyone they did died, so that's fair. It seems like they are getting flanked over here slightly, but it's not too big of a problem. But these guys have all died from the middle Mandalorians. They put up a decent fight, but it just didn't amount to much. So I think these fellas will come through and destroy the remainder of the boys in here, and that'll be a problem. But still, we're seeing some very good resistance fighting right now from the clone troopers. They're doing a great job of stopping these guys in multiple different avenues. This area also saw some serious death tolls for the Mandalorians, but now they're flanking around the back and killing the last of these guys. But we still have clones back this way who will continue the fight. Also down this straightaway, we have more Mandalorians getting butchered over this way. Less so than around, you know, those corner spots, like over here at the barracks. I think we'll see a lot of dead Mandalorians. But yeah, these straightaways, they are getting some kills. They're not holding amazing or anything along those lines, but it's kind of understandable for those positions. I think over here, the med bay is still the most interesting area to watch, but let's do a bird's eye view so we can see all three entrances getting attacked. Okay, Mandalorians finally are about to take over the med bay. That one Iron Brigade trooper finally gets slapped around and he is gone. So they're going to start down the straightaway here probably soon, and then they've already gone pretty far down here, and we're going to start seeing another choke point over this way. The Mandalorians cannot catch a break in this battle. However, they're pretty good still. They've got hundreds of soldiers, if not thousands, still alive. I think they'll be able to make some more progress. This straightaway over here is just dying right now, barely killing any Mandalorians in the process. Yoicks! That is not looking too good, but the choke points for him over here are looking good. This far left area here, I'm curious if they're going to really be able to do all that much against the Mandalorians now. Maybe a kill or two, but these guys are pretty stacked out here, and as more of the Mandalorians come from the med bay, they're probably healing up and stuff like that really quickly, but as more come out into the middle section here, more of them will begin to pour fire out this way, and I don't think these guys will get many kills. I think our best bet right now is the barracks over here and this area over here, but it looks like actually Mandalorians are prepping this area with some grenades, which is very smart. Dislodges these troopers here and prevents them from continuing to fire as the Mandalorians come through, but they get back on their position there. Why don't we go ahead and watch this choke point for a while, because this is going to be a serious one too. They just are outright holding here. These two guys did die, as did two over here, but these three holding the line. This guy's with 4 kills, 2, and none. How does that guy have no kills? Interesting. This guy's got 10, and this guy's got 4. This guy's got none. Still, pretty impressive through and through. All the way back here, we have dead clones, and these guys are still alive, but not seeing any action yet. So they've got to breach through here in order to get to the rest of those guys. Over this way, they're about to come upon another one of these side alleyways. They've slaughtered a lot of clones out here. This DC-15X sniper, 6 kills. This guy's got none. This guy's got none. This guy's got none, none, none. Okay, rip. All right, it's just that guy with 6. Still, props to him. On the other side of things, at the barracks, this guy's got 2 kills. Nice. That's kind of the only guy holding this corner, actually. Guess no one else got the memo. They needed to defend over here. But this is probably the lightest weight of all of the areas. There's a very small batch of Mandalorians right here, and that's it. The rest of them from that far left ended up joining the guys in the middle over here, who, by the way, still have so many troopers over this way. Like a crazy number. And some might head over this way, but I think most are going to head over here, which does make sense. Why don't we go ahead and watch this corner fighting? We can see here as well as up here as we go on. This corner is still being held like crazy, boys. Tons of Mandalorians still moving down here. There's still a ton derping over this way. We'll do a small anti-derp rule just for now to keep the battle going. But we won't do all of them because I think flooding would be kind of derpy in of itself. So we'll anti-derp a few squads there to make sure that they're not all just stuck there being dum-dums. This area doesn't need anti-derp. They are attacking. They're just dying. So, not derpy. just bad. And over here, these guys are also still attacking a little bit, but semi-derping. I'll let them chill there for the time being. This angle, though, I think could go down if the clones aren't careful. These guys back here aren't a threat, and there's plenty of cover here. The Mandalorians just need to make better use of it and actually move in. So why don't we watch this angle for a while? Some slight progress was made over here, but more or less a ton of Mandalorians died. And there's still these guys over this way, but we do have a flanking happening. Mandalorians did end up dying a lot in droves over here as well, but they did break through. Red are dead Mandalorians. There's a ton. Yellow are dead clone troopers. So, as you can see, the clones are walloping them. This guy has 7 kills. This guy has 6. This guy has 8. God dang. All these guys just died, but this guy has 7. Rip those boys. That guy just died, so we can't check. Rip. That's okay. And these guys are breaking through over here as well. The barracks still untouched. This hallway about to die. 1 trooper remains right here. And if you look at the minimap, red are Mandalorians still alive. Blue are clone troopers still alive. So we still have, oh, that guy just died. We still have the barracks over here. We've got this corner over here. Now each of the Bad Batch troopers actually holds a different area. So over here we have Tech, by the way. Let's go ahead and boost up to normal speed now. We have Tech over here holding this corner. Up in the middle, we have Wrecker. On the right side, we have Crosshair, or we should. There he is. There's Crosshair. He is popping off, actually. And then in the very back of the back area here, we have Hunter. So all of the Bad Batch are represented here, and here we go. Mandalorians popping through into the barracks area over here. Anyone who enters seems to be dying relatively quickly. It's not as good of a choke point, it seems, actually, over here as some of the other areas, but there are a lot of clone troopers. Oh, Granata! That guy already died, so it doesn't even matter. Some Mandalorians over this way have died as well. There's also this back entrance, but the Mandalorians are still very far from it. So I think this entrance and this entrance will be the main push points from the Mandalorians for the very start here. Oh! That guy went flying! What the heck was that? Okay, well these clones here hopefully can hold the barracks. We'll see if that ends up happening. These Mandalorians might even flank all the way back here. One has tried and died. And then there's this corner here where some more have perished as well. Ooh, more clones inside of the barracks area actually going down right there. A sniper gets in but gets killed before he can really do any real damage over that way. On the far right side, no progress towards Tech has been made. These troopers here, there's still a couple, but most of them have transitioned over this way. So, yes, it does seem like the majority of the Mandalorians are right here and will be pushing from this direction. We've still got a ton more over here. Derpin. We'll go ahead and send them forward. Anti-derp a few more of them. We're doing it a bit at a time this time around just because there's a lot and I don't want to spend 5 minutes anti-derping all of them at once. So we'll anti-derp a little bit. These guys here obviously don't need the anti-derp rule on the channel. Neither do these guys. They're both attacking, but this is the main position that I would say is of interest right now, is right in this little corner here where Mandalorians are getting shots off, but simultaneously the clones are destroying them before they can really do all that much. There's multiple different avenues for the Mandalorians to push in from, so I really do think a bird's eye view of this attack is our best choice. We can watch here, here, and here all at the same time. Let's get it. A wee bit of progress has been made. The Mandalorians have made it into kind of the bunk area over here. There's still a few clone troopers holding this area, but they'll be eliminated pretty soon. It's the other bunk area on the right side that is still managing to drive off the Mandalorians, and they're cutting fire to the side over there. That's a lot of Mandalorians surging forward, though. That could be disastrous. It's not too bad, actually. They managed to take them down pretty decently. Not too shabby baby. And more are coming in this way, though these guys are definitely getting slaughtered. Is there any other fighting? Not really. No one over here. Let's see if Crosshair's gotten any kills. He's gotten 13 kills back here. He does have one of the best guns in the game, so I guess that makes sense, but some very far shots for him to make. He probably killed some of these guys right here. That's insane. Oh, Mandalorian surge this way. Oh, this could be it for the barracks. No, the clones strike them down where they stand. This guy here is trying to negotiate with this dude's nutsack, apparently. Brother, what is happening over here? Grenades flying everywhere. We're gonna ignore the nutsack guy for a second. Granata explodes, killing the man right there. Rip the dream. My poor man. This guy's coming through. They are making progress, but the clones are doing a good job chopping them up and destroying them before they can really, like, push through the rest of the barracks here. Why don't we watch these clone survivors for a bit? Okay, clones get clapped now in the barracks. They put up a very good fight before going down. One remains, and he actually gets a double kill with his DC-19 triple kill. Hooey! And he dies. Okay, rip, buddy. Looks like most are going down mid now. Some could take on Crosshair, but most are going towards Wrecker. Wrecker won't be joining the battle till back here, though. Once he does join, he does have the Commando DC-17M, I believe. So he should be able to get some good kills with it. I don't think this little mini hallway here is going to do too much. They are getting some kills, but once the real flood of Mandalorians comes in, it's going to be real rough, especially the fact that there's so many Mandalorians still alive on the battlefield. If we look at the minimap right now at the top left, red are Mandalorians left alive, blue are clone troopers. The clone troopers might outnumber the Mandalorians now, but the Mandalorians are super balled up, meaning they are going to be coming in like a wrecking ball and destroying any clone trooper resistance that they find. So they're going to be extra lethal. And they've got good cover over here as well, so they managed to take out those clones with ease, and the next batch of clones gets dispensed as well very easily. You can see where those laser shots, when they actually do get headshots and hit their targets in general, they kill them really, really quickly. So, yeah, Mandalorians on top when it comes to technology. I mean, they got the warrior spirit, don't they? They're basically the Sparta of the Clone Wars, of Star Wars in general, I'd say. This guy gets a thermal detonator off. That's going to be rather handy-dandy, I think. Bada bing! Yeah, it doesn't really actually end up doing all that much, but more Mandalorians funneling through here. We've got a very nice barricade of clones. I think they're only attacking the middle. Yeah, they are only attacking the middle now. So we can expect, if the Mandalorians do obtain a victory here, it will be through forcing it down mid and trying their hardest to just take on the middle section of defenses here. Wrecker is now starting to fire away, so we've seen Crosshair fighting, we've seen Wrecker fighting, and that's about it. Hunter's too far back, and Text Line really didn't see any action at all, so, you know, that's okay. Maybe he will later on if these Mandalorians do end up breaking through, although right now I will say it's not looking good for them in the slightest. They are getting destroyed. They're getting a few kills here and there, but nothing quite too impressive. Why don't we watch for a while? Okay, well, I think it's just about Jover here. There's maybe a squad of Mandalorians left. We're going to go ahead and retreat them back to their ship here. And the clone army manages to take the W with quite a number of soldiers left standing, including Wrecker, who ended up getting 59 kills at the very end there. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely insane. Red are dead Mandalorian soldiers, yellow are dead clone troopers on this here battlefield, and it was a slaughter for the Mandos, but they did make it extremely deep into the Venator, only petering out here. That's pretty crazy. They only had one room to go, but 3 entrances, and they just couldn't make it happen. Can't really blame them, though. Some really tight resistance at the end there. Either way, if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to check out the pre-sale of my book, Army Men Blight of the Empire, link in the description below on Amazon, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace!
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.